today's video, I wanted to talk about what I'm thinking about doing. I've been thinking about trying to lose more weight. I have been a very heavy person at one time. I'm heavy still. I wasn't really heavy when I was young. I was never really skinny, but I wasn't like really big either. Of course, once I got married and had babies and all that, that was a game changer, got to say. So anyway, also when you go through some hard times, well, I went through some rough times, and I put on a lot of weight, even more so than usual. Well, for one, I don't know if y'all have noticed in any of my videos and wonder about if y'all see the scar right here on the bottom of my neck. I had to have my thyroid taken out back, I want to say 2014, something like that. So yeah, I was gaining weight before then. And then after about a year on thyroid medicine, come to find out I wasn't taking enough thyroid hormone. So I was even heavier. Then I had 2014, 2015, probably 2015 is when I discovered the problems with my shoulder and got steroid injections and gained even more weight. And then part of why I'm dealing with pain now is because I didn't want to keep taking them, because I didn't want to keep having more and more weight go on. So I guess I sacrificed pain, or weight for pain, or pain for weight, however you want to put that. So anyway, that being said, when I went back to work at Walmart, when I went through all the turmoil with my then husband, the first few months, I want to say I lost about 20 pounds. Then I want to say it was a year or two later, I think it was about 2 years later, when I switched departments from apparel to ODP, or what I for some reason I keep calling it OGP. But anyway, the online, or what is it, digital personal shopper is what my title is. All the walking and picking up of groceries and all that. Excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. Anyway, with all that, I lost about another 20 or so more pounds, which it may be shocking because, as you can see, I'm still kind of hefty, you know. Now, even though I've mentioned in my videos, I'm glad to be at a place in my life where, you know, I don't worry about, you know, oh, do I look too fat or whatever. I'm more like, oh, do these clothes still fit me or not? Sorry, I have tiled floors, and the table leg is hitting in the grout line. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad to feel free of that. But at the same time, the last few times I've been to the doctor, my blood pressure has been higher than usual. I've always been one to have low blood pressure. And from past experience, because years ago I did Weight Watchers and like lost nearly all my weight. And then I ended up having to have gallbladder surgery after that. And I'd lost a lot of weight going through the gallbladder issues, but then ended up going through very traumatic experience then, which is right after that, within a few months of that, I want to say, is when I found out I was losing our home. And I think I mentioned, you know, what a surprise it was to me when the bank shows up to take our house, and I didn't know anything about it. Yeah, I thought, I remember receiving things in the mail, and I remember talking to my husband, oh no, that's whatever, I was taken care of, I got that. And next thing I know, my house is being taken. Anyway, that's a whole nother video probably. But my point is, I don't know about everybody else. I don't know about scientific studies, this, that, or the other. But I will tell you, sometimes I do tend to eat more in stressful moments, or maybe not necessarily more, but maybe not as healthy, and things that are more prone to help me put on weight or contribute to my weight gain. So when I would lose weight, I would have less pain. When I gained weight, I'd have more pain. So I'm already dealing with pain as it is anyway. I just want to feel better. That's the most important thing. Feel better, be healthier, all those things. So now I'm at a point of, I kind of had been doing intermittent fasting before, and I like that. I do well with that. I've had my endocrinologist and PCP, or primary care physician, as they call it, which I just call my regular doctor, have told me that, and I just want to say real quick, disclaimer, I'm not giving anybody advice, telling them what to do. This is just my experience, okay? So anyway, back to that. Both the endocrinologist and my regular doctor told me that was the best diet I could ever do for my body. But with my work schedule, sometimes working evenings or whatever, it was hard to work around that as far as when to do my fasting, because I would do the I think 8 hours of eating or eating window, and I think it's 16 of fasting, something like that. That's what I would tend to go for. But then when I switched positions to another department, my schedule changed again, and so it's like 11 to 8, and I'm like, a lot of times by the time I get off work, because it's all physical activity, I'm hungry again. So, but then when I come home for lunch, or when I do lunch, I want to make sure I have enough if I'm going to fast that evening after lunch. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, I've been all over the place with it. So that being said, whichever diet I choose to go, whichever route, I still want to try to implement intermittent fasting, if at all possible, and try and be transparent about it. Maybe share that journey experience here on the channel, which means I will have to show even more of my shortcomings or my failings or whatever. And hopefully there won't be too many of them, but I want to try and keep it real. Then I haven't decided which one I want to do, but I'm thinking of either this or that, which is going to be like Weight Watchers, like I've done in the past. And I've lost a lot of weight doing that, or go the more low carb route. And when I say more low carb route, I don't think I can do keto. I don't have a gallbladder. I don't think I could handle the fat ratio on that. Although I do love avocados, and I could easily eat a whole avocado, which I have. And when I have an avocado, I mix it with salsa, which y'all have seen my video on how I do my guacamole. I'll just have that, do some corn chips with extra sharp cheese in the microwave, and I'll eat a whole what the avocado is usually about this small, I guess, and whatever that makes in guacamole, I'll eat that I've even had it for breakfast before and not feel hungry for a very long time. I think the avocado and even the protein from the cheese is very filling. The only thing is, I know the chips aren't low carb, so I'd have to figure all that out. And I will say there are some things that I really like. As far as Weight Watchers, you can eat what you want. You just have to fit it in the little, categories, windows, point system, whatever you want to call it, or whatever it is. And there's a lot of, writing down of everything. And to be honest with you, I hate doing that. I liked back in the day when I did Weight Watchers, I had a points calculator, and it's just boop, doop, doop, whatever. I know that wasn't the best sound for that. My calculator sounds, because really calculators don't always make any noise. Anyway, I could just, put the numbers in, and okay, I got this many left. I liked doing it that way. But then it got to where you have to type in everything and measurements and this and that, and I hate that. Although I like being able to, I love ice cream. Although lately, that was I would say that was my main comfort food and downfall through my traumatic times, is I'll be honest with you, I could go through some ice cream, and just something very comforting about it. When my mom died, I was buying mint chocolate chip ice cream for about a month, if not a couple. And then I stopped and wasn't having ice cream. And then when my ex-husband died, guess what? I did it again. So now I don't have ice cream so much anymore. But here the other day I did buy some, and I don't eat as much as I did, but I still like it. Now I know on Weight Watchers, all I'd have to do is put the information in and have just a little bit. And that could be good. But at the same time, when you think of, blood sugar and all that, and I know when I've done Weight Watchers, you get more points if you have fat-free cheese. And I'm one of those that I just don't think fat-free everything is good for you either. because I not grew up in the time, but like when I was young and married with my first child was when, what was her name? I think her name was Susan Powder or something like that, came out with, it's fat that makes you fat, not whatever. And so that's when all these fat-free products came out. And I actually bought some of her like workout videos. It was VHS at the time. And I got one of those. We had a store down there in Mississippi called Hudson Salvage Center, and they would buy out from stores that were closing or had like, storm come through and they had all this stuff to sell and it'd be really cheap. So I got, at the time it was Reebok, those exercise steps, where you do a step workout and you could put the risers under it and you step up and down and, and then do this or that up and down the step. Well, I had one of those and I do her little videos and I remember cutting out all these fats, but a lot of the products that came out then had more sugar because there was hardly any fat. Of course, we didn't think about that back in the day. Now we realize, sugar's not so good for you either, and fats are actually good for you. So that being said, it's kind of like, I don't know which way to go. I might try Weight Watchers at first for a little bit, see how I like it, and see if I can stick to it. Share the journey and the process, see how I do. But then I might change my mind and say, what, now I want to try low carb and see how I do with that. Now, I realize there's still carb counting. I think maybe what I would do is, I see there's a lot of good recipes like on Pinterest and YouTube and all that. Maybe try some of that. Some of them are like keto, which could really be low carb recipe, even if you're not doing keto. But I guess you'd have to count carbs. But I guess if I did it, I would just like, I know my sister years ago lost a lot of weight fairly quickly. She would just eat what she wanted on the weekend, she said, and do low carb during the week. But I don't think she counted anything. She just stayed off of sugar and would have, I guess it'd be more like South Beach diet type of low carb. So I don't know. And then I've heard Mediterranean diet's good. Maybe I'll try each one. I don't know. Maybe y'all can give me some hints or suggestions I don't know why I said hints. It's not like I'm playing a game. Maybe some suggestions, what y'all think. If y'all have any ideas, like try this first or that first. But then again, I realize I have a very tiny channel right now and nobody hardly responds at this moment. Maybe y'all would respond to this video. I don't know. But it'd be nice to have a community say, hey, I know what, why don't you try this first? And if not, if nobody has any suggestions, I'll just try one, put it out there, maybe share, what I end up eating, what I end up doing. I want to do more exercise. Part of the problem, as I've mentioned, my shoulder is just, I was trying to do a stretch today. It's not one they told me to do, but I'm like, I know it hurts to do that. So I'm like, maybe if I stretch in the opposite direction. So I was kind of pulling my shoulder up, and because I have a lot of pain in my neck. It's like huge knots of muscle in my neck from whatever my shoulder's doing. And I'm just trying to find ways to not hurt so bad, because I probably have to do a whole another video of, some of the genetic things and stuff that cause me issues where I can't take all the ibuprofens and things like even Celebrex. Even though I have those, I have to pick and choose. Okay, it might be like my third day of work or second day of work where the pain's building up. If I take one, it does start to feel better, but I just can't do it often enough to keep the pain and inflammation away. So, excuse me. So maybe lower carb would be better for that. I don't know. I just think losing weight could help me feel better, and whichever way works, whatever I can stick with might be the best thing. But also, before I lost weight, I didn't realize it till I went to the doctor, and they had weighed me after losing all that weight and did blood work, and like, oh, you're not pre-diabetic anymore. I was like, wait, what? I was pre-diabetic? I do not remember being told that. So that could be another reason to do low carb. But at the same time, I know when I lose weight, that does bring my blood sugar down anyway, or make it more manageable. I'll tell you, when I was pregnant, like my last two pregnancies when I was younger, my last two children, with the second one, I developed low blood sugar. With my third child, I actually developed gestational diabetes. But they did, what is it? Fasting glucose test or whatever. And, sorry, I don't know if you can hear my daughter in the background. She plays games on the internet with her friends, and we're a laughing family. So if you hear that in the background, that's what's going on. Anyway, when I was pregnant with, sorry, I'm bouncing around. I just realized I tap my foot or bounce my leg. So hopefully it's not messing up the microphone and sounding all garbledy. But anyway, oh yeah. So when I was pregnant with my third child, they did a blood glucose fasting test where you come in early. You don't eat past 10 o'clock at night, something like that. Come in early in the morning, and they give you this bottle of stuff. Looks like an orange soda, similar to that, but like extra sugary. Very disgusting to me. Had to just like glug the whole thing down. And then they test your blood sugar and urine, and then like every half hour, then every 2 hours for hour, like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hour, 6 hour glucose monitoring test. So they did that on me, and my blood sugar went up and stayed up. So then they had me come back the following week, but instead of fasting blood glucose or like with drinking the sugar, they had me go over to, I don't know if y'all have Hardee's, the restaurant, fast food place where you are. I think Carl's Jr. is the same thing as Hardee's, just depending on, which state you live in. I live in Texas, so we have Carl's Jr. But in Gulfport, Mississippi, it's Hardee's. So they had me get like a high carb meal. It was like tater tots, orange juice, biscuit. I think that was it. And then they test my blood sugar with that. And my blood sugar was in normal ranges with high carb. So it's mainly like the sugars, which I have found even just because when I was a teenager, they put me on a diabetic diet because my blood sugar was high. I never had to take insulin or anything like that. Just staying off of sugar, my blood sugar was normal. I could eat carbs or whatever, but just staying off of sugar, I was fine. So even just doing that, I'm sure would be good. But maybe what I'll do is still be more mindful of the carbs. Maybe cut out sugar altogether and just do lower carb. Maybe have some carbs, but try not to have too many. See how that works. And maybe even get on the scales and let y'all see how that looks, even though that's a scary thing for me to do publicly. But hey, maybe I'll do it and keep it real. That's part of vlogging and sharing my life, I guess. I don't guess I have to share everything, but it'd be nice to have something to, kind of be accountable to, where I go back and look and say, oh, wow, this is what this did and that helped and this didn't. The only thing is I have these scales that I bought at, whatever store, and they're never accurate. I can stand on it. They'll be whatever. I'll step off, wait 5 minutes, get on, and it's already different again. So I'm not sure how accurate that would be. Now, my sister told me an actual Weight Watchers brand type of scale that she's always had it be accurate. So maybe I need to invest in one of those. But anyway, maybe I'll, once I figure out what I'm going to do, I'll start the vlogging and sharing process of that. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. This is just another little update of what I'm doing. And you guys be blessed. And hopefully I'll have something more fun to share later. If not, it'll be just my same old boring life. Anyway, you guys take care. Bye.